Hey everyone, thank you so much for clicking on this Netflix review. The fact that you are willing to sacrifice a few minutes out of your day to watch my reviews really does mean the world to me. For those of you that are unaware, I review everything that gets released on Netflix. So if you're ever curious about whether something is good, bad, or completely mediocre, come to my channel and I will let you know. So subscribe if you haven't, because I want to become your go-to Netflix guy. And today we're going to be talking about Chicago Party Aunt. And despite my crazy thumbnail, I really didn't enjoy this series, and I feel like I'm actually at a loss for words when it comes to this series. How do I eloquently describe my feelings about this series and why I believe you should either watch it or not watch it, although I 100% just feel deflated after watching this series. I watched every single episode, and majority of the time I had to stop myself from looking at my phone and had to just watch what was on TV. And I think that's a big indication of the enjoyment factor of this series. The fact that I had to stop myself from looking at my phone so I could concentrate on the TV is a big indicator to the quality and entertainment value of this series. But ultimately we follow Diane, who was the titular Chicago Party Aunt, and she is super patriotic about Chicago. She loves Chicago, she stands for Chicago. Everything about Chicago is who she is ultimately. And that comes for better or for worse, and I think many ways it's for the worse. Diane in many ways is a very irredeemable character in my opinion. Yes, she does have positive qualities. The show is constantly showing that she does care about people, that she does want the best for people. But at the end of the day, she's such an unengaging character. She's such an unentertaining character. She just sucks the joy out of everything. She's the type of person you actually wouldn't want to meet in real life. She's your stereotypical character that when you look at them you go, if that was a person in real life, we would film them, put them up on YouTube, and everyone would make fun of them. That's actually what her character is. She's just a middle-aged woman with nothing going on in her life, who mooches off of everybody else, who's in debt, who's run down, and just believes she's still the life of the party. She has an inflated ego for no reason. She's overconfident, she's cocky, but she's got nothing to back that up. And so you've got to sit through every single one of these episodes with her as the protagonist. And you've got to ask yourself, are you ready for that? So I'm not a party animal at the best of times. I don't go to clubs, I don't party. That's not really my scene, that's not my vibe. So to have a protagonist where that's her whole vibe, that's her whole shtick, her entire development is based around the fact that, yes, I'm from Chicago and I'm literally the party aunt. My identity is in partying and being crazy and doing stuff that should not be released to the public. Like, if I did half the stuff that she did, like, I would make sure no one knows. Like, that's super dodgy stuff. Yet she's happy to wear it. She wears it as a badge of pride almost. And so, yes, that's the protagonist, and she's a lot. You really have to deal with her. And I know I've gone on for, I'm assuming, almost 3.5 minutes on your side. It's almost 4 minutes now, so we'll see how editing turns out. But I know I've spoken about Diane a lot, and that's because she is a lot. She has a lot to handle. And she is the primary protagonist. She is there 24/7. You have to deal with her. And so if you can't engage with her character, this is going to be a very boring series for you to watch. And I think that's the boat that I found myself in. This was the character that I really just didn't enjoy. And so having an entire series built around her just didn't do it for me. I will say that I feel like this series was definitely trying to emulate Family Guy. I can see like right through it, like they use similar punchlines, similar jokes. I just think everything in Chicago Party Aunt is just a lot raunchier than it is in Family Guy. Family Guy is like trying to like at least have a level of, I would say, decency. That's the wrong word to use when describing Family Guy. But Chicago Party Aunt is constantly trying to push the envelope. It's going, oh, okay, we're going here, and now we're going to go here, and we're pushing the envelope, and we're going further and further and further. And so if the joke isn't funny the first time they try to push the envelope, when they continue to do it, everything starts to get unfunnier. Now, I'll be 100% honest, there were a few jokes in the first episode that made me chuckle. I was like, oh, flip. I actually found that funny. Where the hell did that come from? But as the jokes go on, you know exactly what type of comedy to expect. You stop laughing after the second episode. It's done. Like, while you had those few jokes in the first few episodes that could like make you slip up and go flip, I didn't think I would find that funny. Because in all actuality, the voice actors give a great performance. I think they do a great job. These are talented voice artists and performers. I just feel like they're let down by the script and the actual jokes. The jokes themselves, except for this few that I mentioned, aren't necessarily funny in and of themselves. I know humor is subjective, but I also know a lot of people are going to say, Caleb, you just don't get it because it's not Chicago humor. I feel like there's going to be a lot of people in Chicago that don't enjoy this series as well, because it's very crass. And I understand crass comedy can work. I mean, one of my favorite comedy series is South Park. So like, I can do crass, I can deal with crass, but there has to be a level of intelligence to it. And it has to be handled with the correct comedic timing. Again, I know humor is so subjective. So I know tons of people could find this to be the funniest series in history, and all the power to you. I hope you really enjoyed this series. But for me personally, I really didn't enjoy it. And so for myself, I don't think I would recommend it to people when there are other series in the same vein that are necessarily funnier. Again, I'll compare the series to Family Guy. I think Family Guy, despite going downhill over the last few years, I still believe is better in its current state than Party on Chicago's or Chicago Party On's is right now. So I would recommend other comedy series rather than this one, for the simple fact that I just, after watching every single episode, was never able to engage with the characters. I didn't care about their journeys. I didn't want to see them succeed. Again, I kept having to force myself to put my phone down and engage with what was happening on screen, because ultimately, I just didn't find anything about the series to be captivating. But guys, thank you so much for watching this review. You guys are the best. You are awesome. If you haven't yet, please leave a like, and I hope to see you again in another review.